My name is Safinah, and I'm the principal dentist of Northvale Dental and my own practice in the suburb of Northcote. So yeah, I'm a general dentist, and it's been a few years that I've been in practice, and yeah, I chose the ARIA course. Well, I was actually recommended the course by my classmate that I graduated with, and he had a glowing sort of review of his journey last year, even with all the lockdowns and everything like that. So I thought, you know what, if you want to start your implant journey, you've got to start somewhere, and if someone recommends you a course, it's promising. So no regrets. I think my first impression, was a good sort of really supportive environment, and I thought this is great for someone who doesn't have any major implant experience. So that was a good start. Well, I think a big draw card was that you have a live surgery, so you at least do one implant supervised, which is, I think, a great sort of plus point with the course. I think that's definitely the highlight, so you work up the year towards it, and the other part is that it's not a very short course, so it's sort of spread out, and you get to sort of practice some of the things you learn in your own practice, because you sort of get reinforced some of those things that you learn on the weekend, and you can sort of see it in your cases and your patients. All of a sudden you see implant cases everywhere. Well, I think initially I was worried when I started the course, because I don't really have a lot of implant experience in my general practice, but I think, and sometimes it's a bit overwhelming when you're working with really like specialists, who run the course, who do this all the time, and this is their bread and butter. So I think that was very sort of stressful in a way, when you sort of thinking like you don't want to look that bad in front of them. But I think they actually are very, very supportive, and they want us to have that good first few experience or initial experience, so that we would do this as part of our sort of practice. And I think another great part about the course throughout is that because we're working with a small group of people, and all the other clinicians here, it's like a very supportive environment, and we all want to do well. And I think that was really, that's been one of the highlights as well. I think the people who've part of the cohort has really been very supportive through this journey, because you go through it together. It was quite nervous leading up to the weekend, because you've been waiting for this, and initially it felt like it was months and months away, and all of a sudden it's the weekend. So I think going into it, you try to prepare as best as possible, but obviously when you do something new, it's always difficult. There's a lot of pressure there, and you want to do a good job as well, because I think as dentists we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, or we all want to be really perfectionists in what we do. But I think surprisingly it was actually really stress-free throughout the weekend. It was actually quite enjoyable, and I think one of the things that surprised me on reflection after my surgery was that it was quite satisfying doing that procedure. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we built on the skills that we've taken away from the course. Well, I definitely would recommend the course. I think like going into it, I wasn't sure what my implant journey would be, and I think doing it properly from the start is really, really important. And I think if someone wants something very comprehensive, I think this is definitely the course to invest in, and I think the time and energy and effort was definitely worth it. Even at some points when you felt like, oh, this is too much, but you get through it, and yeah, and now it's the end. Well, I'm excited. I have 19 implants in my drawer, so got to get through them.